When most people think of the word entrepreneur, they probably picture a man in a suit, the Bill Gates, Howard Hughes, and Henry Fords of the world. It's less often that we think of a woman, and certainly not an immigrant or refugee woman. Every year, the United States accepts more than 1 million legal immigrants. Though they are eager to contribute to society and enjoy the American dream of owning their own businesses, many of these new arrivals are not equipped with the skills or resources to navigate their new homes. One organization aims to change that by offering business training to help struggling women capitalize on their creative potential. Mona Magahid reports from Maryland.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is such an exciting time for all of us here at Empowered Women International to be presenting our Women Architects of Change and our graduation for our newest class of 2011.
Inside a small Maryland community center, local nonprofit leader Kate Campbell Stevenson welcomes friends, family, and neighbors to celebrate the graduation of 13 women. The commencements are held in the auditorium, but outside is a lively marketplace where each of the women's crafts are on display for the occasion. Beside paintings and elaborate jewelry displays, a woman from Cameroon stands with her neatly stacked set of boxes and a map of Africa. Her product? The Africa Memory Game, a board game that teaches African history, geography, and culture. The innovative brainchild of Paulette Puma.
Like a map of Africa, traveling through the map, you have to know more about Africa. So it was like kind of a journey of knowledge. And the person who knows more will, if you want, win the game.
In another corner, Kudzai Gomba Komba, a refugee from Zimbabwe, hands out cards with a message that reads, KG Spotless Residential and Commercial Cleaning Services. No one out-cleans KG Spotless.
I am a cleaner. I clean houses, I clean apartments, I clean whatever is dirty.
What do all these women have in common? They've just completed a special entrepreneur training presented by an organization called Empowered Women International, or EWI for short. The course normally costs $250, but those women who are unable to pay, like Gomba Komba, have received scholarships. This 12-week class aims to offer women a comprehensive business management curriculum. They learn to organize, market, and sell their craft, whether it be painting, singing, cleaning, or inventing board games.
I'm going to see if I can sell the prints.
Back in the marketplace, a red-haired, middle-aged woman from Mexico sells prints of her colorful mosaic paintings, a series of bright portraits of historical changemakers like Gandhi and Mother Teresa. Barely 5 foot tall, Gloria Valdez has the spunk and energy to make up for her smaller stature.
I've been painting in exhibits for several years, but I didn't sell anything.
At a young age, Valdez was diagnosed with ADD, dyslexia, and hyperactivity, and she has a rare genetic bone disorder which eventually made her legally handicapped. She decided to start focusing on her painting and sought the help of EWI, though she is adamant that she will only sell prints, never the originals.
I have one problem. I am very selfish. My paintings are my children. I don't want to sell them.
Of the women in this world, not to use percentages, but a lot of the women are struggling, living in poverty. Many of those women come here in the United States as new immigrants, as new arrivals, as refugees.
Marga Fripp is the founder of EWI. While the organization was originally conceived to help immigrants, she says it's since evolved to offer support to American-born women who face similarly challenging life circumstances.
Many of the women in our program are also not immigrants, are perhaps low-income women, or perhaps women living domestic violence or abusive relationships, are women struggling with depression.
But being an immigrant herself, Fripp's own experience as a new arrival is what drove her to create this support system for aspiring women entrepreneurs. She didn't speak English when she came to the United States, and she says though she worked as a highly accomplished broadcast journalist in her home country of Romania, her education and credentials were not accepted here.
So I was incredibly isolated, and I just realized that in this country we've been immigrating for so long, yet we don't have a clear path of immigration. Everybody has to struggle and start all over again and again, and I thought it was injustice.
And when she enrolled in an English as a second language class, she discovered that 90% of her classmates were women.
Many of them were musicians, dancers, anthropologists, poets, writers, and they were all disenfranchised. They were all lost, no voice. They had no idea what they're going to do with their life and their future. They were paid $5 an hour working in menial jobs, babysitting and cleaning hotel rooms, and I wanted to do something about it.
According to EWI statistics, 80% of their students reported that they had an increase in income, switched to a better job, or enrolled in college or another educational program. Some of their graduates have brought their work to places like the Smithsonian, the Textile Museum, and the Kennedy Center. But whether or not all the women's success may be attributed to this specific course, it seems that just having a peer and mentor support system makes a difference. Many women describe their transformation as a sort of paradigm shift in the way they think about themselves and their capacity for achievement. For Sarah Jawade, one of the 13 women who were in the EWI program this last spring, the experience not only resulted in increased sales, but it also helped give her confidence.
I mean, just a year ago, I started painting, and just this last month, I sold 2 paintings to complete strangers, and that's pretty amazing. I never would have thought that I would ever be in that position, and sometimes I still find myself questioning whether or not this is really happening, but I think that's the point, is that it is happening, and I can't limit myself, just go with it.
Who knows what tomorrow brings or takes away? As long as I am in the game, I'm gonna play for laughs, for life, for love, and here's to life.
And my singing was just, at that point, just something for the kids to entertain the kids with.
For dreamers and their dreams.
This is the voice of jazz performer and EWI alum Tasha Coleman Parr. She says one of the most resounding things she learned from the course wasn't how to make a business plan, but something much more fundamental.
That there is a value to your crafts, to these things that are sometimes hobbies. There are value to those things. Sometimes, I think especially as women, some of the things that we do on a daily basis that makes a home, makes things nice for other people, aren't always, they're taken for granted, and we aren't able to put a monetary value to it. We don't believe that it has a marketable value.
Parr has already performed 4 concerts so far this summer, and her goal is to book a permanent gig at a local D.C. venue. Reporting from Washington, this is Mona Mogahed.
Miles and miles, a land you never ever seen before. On a clear day, you can see forever and ever.